What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good day. There's a lot that we need to talk about, so let's do this, shall we? So, as the coronavirus is still happening, yes, people, the coronavirus is still happening to this day. Make sure if you go out, make sure you're wearing a mask, make sure you are washing your hands 6 feet apart, social distance, that kind of thing, and everything else on the way. But here in Texas, we have a dumbass governor, and he blames young people for this. Now, in Texas, the governor is Greg Abbott, and he went ham on young adults for failing to heed public health advice amid the COVID-19 pandemic on Monday. And Abbott told many media outlets that the increased cases among people in their 20s was one of the reasons why this state's recent surge was because of new cases. Correct me if I'm not wrong, but towards the beginning of this month, Abbott, you said, and I remember talking about this quite frankly, you said that all of these places were now being able to be opened up, like barbershops, salons, restaurants, gyms, movie theaters, other places as well. And you were saying all this, you were happy about this, all these opening phases and whatnot, and now you blaming this on the young people because they don't know how to wear a mask or anything else in the way. Now, last week, over 14,000 cases for the COVID-19 were reported, with 2,504, the largest single day case being recorded on Wednesday today. And Texas is actually basically the sixth most confirmed COVID-19 cases along in the U.S. states, behind New York, New Jersey, California, Illinois, and Massachusetts. But as it's reported on Monday, the state of Texas, we have a case of 89,000 cases with nearly 2,000 deaths and more than 59,000 recoveries. So again, Abbott, you said during your whole spiel, like, oh, we're opening up all these places, like, we're opening up all these bars, we're opening up all these locations, restaurants, everything else along the way. You say you blame the young people for this. However, you don't accept the fact that it was you who are the person to be blamed for this. You should be taking responsibility for this, yet you want to blame other people as well. But I mean, that's the way our government is. They blame others as well. That kind of thing. But yeah, and then I also remember the Texas lieutenant government, if I'm not mistaken, he said also to sacrifice the old people to COVID-19 as well. I wear my mask when I go out and everything else on the way, and I make sure I'm social distancing. But still, you want to blame the young people for all this when the one person who should be taking responsibility for this is you, Greg Abbott. Don't you all agree about this? All of us that live in Texas, don't you guys agree that it's all Greg Abbott who said this and, said that we are able to go out there and everything? And he also said, if I'm not mistaken, you can go out there without wearing a mask. I'm just saying, if you think I'm wrong, let me know, okay? So, in almost all states, they all have a restaurant that they enjoy going to. Here in Texas, we have Whataburger. California, they have In-N-Out, blah. And other states as well. New York, they have Shake Shack. And I experienced Shake Shack when I went with my friend last year for New York Comic Con. And it really wasn't that bad. However, a few days ago, some police officers in New York got sick after drinking some milkshakes from Shake Shack. And two police unions claimed without evidence that they were intentionally poisoned by restaurant workers. Now, you're probably wondering, nah, they can't be doing that. And they did not do that. However, this story actually happened. The NYPD said on Tuesday morning that they investigated the incident of the officers that were, they got sick after drinking their milkshakes and everything else on the way, and they determined that there was no criminal wrongdoing by the employees. And investigators said that there might have been a substance in their drink, which was a cleaning solution, and it had not been cleared out of the milkshake machine, according to CNN and everything else on the way. Now, as mentioned, from the Chief Rodney Harrison via Twitter, he said that there was nothing according to this whole investigation and everything else on the way. However, Sean Hannity and Tommy Lauren, if you announce that there is no wrongdoing going on, why the hell would you announce this as well, saying that there was tampering going on if there was no tampering? But according to Vice, the website, police officers across the nation, they sometimes make false police reports. They make false reports about food tampering and some things, but not all of them do. But in New York, when I had the Shake Shack, it was really good. But hearing about this, I really doubt that they actually, did this sort of thing because, granted, a lot is happening with the protests and all the riots and everything else on the way. And people are saying, defund the police, abolish the police. But I highly doubt that, someone will actually put in some sort of cleaning solution inside somebody's. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. But again, it's just, hearing about this, I really don't think that these people did this at the restaurant or anything else along the way. But if you ever had Shake Shack, and you think this actually happens, what are your thoughts about this? I think it doesn't. If they said there was nothing in there, nothing was in there. Might have happened when it was cleaning, but other than that, I don't think anything happened with this. Now, breakfast is an important meal of our day, and it just depends on what you eat, how you feel and everything else on the way. How about some pancakes? Maybe some syrup or maybe a bagel or something. But when it comes to pancakes, what's your favorite brand? Do you like Aunt Jemima's pancakes? What about having some Aunt Jemima syrup with that? Well, did you know that Aunt Jemima was based on a racial stereotype? No? Well, now you do. Quaker Oats, they announced today that they will be changing the brand of Aunt Jemima's syrup and pancake because of the image and everything and the backstory forward. The 130-year brand features a woman who is named Aunt Jemima and who was originally dressed as a minstrel character. Now, over time, the picture changed and they removed the mammy handkerchief from the character, and after criticism when the brand perpetrated during a racial stereotype. Now, the vice president and chief marketing office of Quaker Oats, who is Kristen Coughlin, I'm not sure if I said correctly, she said, "We recognize Aunt Jemima's origins based on a racial stereotype, and as such, we are making progress with this, and we must take a hard look at this to know and determine our brands and make sure that they reflect our values and make sure they also reflect our consumers' expectations." Now, Aunt Jemima received a lot of criticism after the death of George Floyd and the protests and everything else along the way with that. And people are taking to social media to talk about this, and like the singer who goes by the name Kirby, she actually said a lot about what about the backstory of Aunt Jemima.
Let me fix you some breakfast. Aunt Jemima? Did you know the name Aunt Jemima means slave mammy of the plantation South? Did you know the founder, Chris Rutt, a white man, got the name after attending a minstrel show? Think blackface. Did you also know he hired former slave Nancy Green to be his very own Aunt Jemima, where she went around cooking pancakes and telling people stories of the good old South? And afterwards, they could take home a box of Aunt Jemima and that feeling of having their very own mammy. Not today. Black Lives Matter, people. Even over breakfast.
So now, hearing about this, it was just wild to me because I didn't know this actually was, actually a thing. But in a piece from New York Times in 2015, someone wrote that the inspiration behind the Aunt Jemima was from a song, from a minstrel song. And, it pertained to white actors in blackface who mocked and deride of black people. Now, that is still happening today. And to think it's okay, it really isn't. And to all the certain influencers who think it's okay, I have a question for you. Have you lost your damn mind? Well, yes, you have lost your damn mind because you think that blackface is okay, and then quoting Black Lives Matter along with that. No. I have seen certain influencers who think that's okay, and they have got so much criticism for it. No, you do not. That is truly an utter stupidity right there, to think that doing blackface and saying Black Lives Matter just, it pertains to you supporting us. No. What you should be doing is you should support us by saying, by supporting black businesses, by going to these protests and everything, so in a way, letting your voice be heard. If you see somebody being racist, call them out and everything, so in a way, But yeah, no blackfacing, because that has just got to go and everything, so in a way. But, continuing on with this, now that you hear about this Aunt Jemima story, what about, Uncle Ben's Rice? What about Mrs. Butterworks? I know Land O'Lakes, they changed their logo. They changed their, their brand and everything else in a way. But why not all these other brands not changing themselves? But at the same time, what do you guys thoughts about this? If you do have Aunt Jemima's, are you going to throw it away, or are you going to still use it? I know here in my house, we don't have it. So there's no point for us to buy it anymore because, hearing this story and everything else on the way, I'm just not going to do it. But what are you guys' thoughts about that? Folks, this isn't going to be pretty, but just reading the news today and finding out about this, it is really devastating to hear about this. But after hearing about Robert Fuller and Malcolm Hirsch, another body was found. And this is just truly devastating to hear about this. This is, I believe, the fourth body that was found being hung from a tree. I'm not sure who the third person was, but this is just got to stop. This one was a teenager. Now, this happened in Texas, in Harris County, Texas, to be exact. And they were found in a parking lot of a elementary school on Tuesday. This, I don't, there's not a lot to say about this, but there is, but it's just trying to find the right words for this. It's scary, hearing about these kind of stories, because, like I keep saying, the moment I go out these doors, I have no idea what's going to happen to me. I could be the next victim for this, or, something else with that. But this has just got to stop. I keep saying this has got to stop, but I know it's not. But at the same time, why are there no cameras being, why are there locations where there's no cameras with this happening and everything some way, and so much with this. I mean, again, we have got to stop this. We've got to stop these hangings. We've got to stop all these shootings and so much more. But I know it's not going to stop. So that's why I keep telling people to let your voices be heard. Let people know what your thoughts are about this. I know some people are going to be like, all lives matter. No. All lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter. Okay? Again, I worry about this. Being a role model for kids, you just look at them and you go, I want you to have a future that is bright. I want you to have a future that's not dealt with violence or anything else on the way. Even my little cousins, I look at them and, I give them a hug, and it's just, I don't want them to deal with this kind of future. I don't want them dealing with a future where they have to be worried about where they're going each and every day, each and every hour, every minute, every second. It's just too much, people. But with that being said, what are you guys' thoughts about everything I talked about today? What are you guys' thoughts about here in Texas, about Abbott, bringing in, talking about the whole COVID-19 cases on young people's faults and everything on the way. And if you live in New York, what are you guys' thoughts about the whole Shake Shack thing? If you have Aunt Jemima, you should probably throw it away. I'm just saying, throw it away and go somewhere else with that route. What are you guys' thoughts about this? What the story about the young man being found? What about Netflix CEO and him and his wife? They donated $120 million to Black education, which is really good and everything's on the way. But what are you guys' thoughts about everything that's happening? Let me know in the comment section below. You can message me, you can DM me, that kind of thing, okay? But like, share, comment, subscribe, let people know I'm out there for you guys, because I am always out there getting the word in and everything else on the way. And it's just so much to bear with, I really don't want no more violence happening, but we got this isn't going to stop. So again, let me know what you guys thoughts are and everything that's on the way. And whenever you guys subscribe, hit the little bell so you know that I always have a video out, just so that way you can watch it. But with that being said, be safe out there. Make sure you're wearing a mask if you're going somewhere. 6 feet apart. Wash your hands and everything a long way. I love you guys. Black Lives Matter. Never forget.